Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. Today, I want to talk about Delta Airlines, and it turns out Delta Airlines CEO actually has some common sense. The CEO of Delta Airlines has come out and announced that he is not going to the job jab economy. That whole no job, no jab, no job situation is not going to apply for Delta Airlines employees. And I want to talk about that a little bit and kind of brief you on what's going on there, as well as talk about some other financial issues happening in the world. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, almost as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is not that you have to be Black. The condition is that you have to be Black first. Black first means that we are here for our community and nobody else's. We're going to solve our problems before we solve anybody else's. B1, that's the hashtag. Hashtag B and the number one. Hashtag B1 means that we understand we must be one to be successful. And also B1 means that our children, our B1 children and grandchildren are going to lead the world in economics, education, and asset accumulation. We're going to be very intentional about that. If you agree with the B1 philosophy, put your hashtag B1 in the chat. Hashtag B and the number one. Everybody put your hashtag in the chat. I see Terrell and Swack and let's see, who else do I see? Janice and Jamie and Red Stars and Jason and Michael, etc. All right, so good to see everybody. All right, so let's get started here. Let me just show you all something. There's a recent development with this guy from Delta Airlines. I don't know this guy's name. I'm going to read it in a second, but this random looking white guy actually has some pretty good common sense. And so what he's announced recently, which I actually applaud, is that Delta Airlines is going to abandon the whole jab job economy. They're going to abandon this idea that you are only worthy as an employee if you put this questionable arbitrary substance in your body, this substance that some people think are actually causing crazy side effects, and this substance that not everybody's in agreement with. He's let that go, and it's good business, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So let me read some of this article to you real quick. It's actually, this is from Fox Business, actually, but they actually have a pretty good business site. I don't really watch Fox News, but Fox Business, this is pretty good, and CNN and some other places are reporting it too. They said Delta Airlines is the only U.S. carrier to hold off on enforcing I'm not going to say the V word, a mandate for employees. And CEO Ed Bastian reported that it's been an effective tactic for increasing their rates of getting the jab and compliance. So what they're saying is this. Here's what's interesting. They're kind of doing something that I think a lot of respectful young boys learn when you're young, right? They learn that, look, if you want a woman to sleep with you, if you wanted to give you a kiss and give you access to the milk and cookies, you know what I'm talking about. It's a weird analogy, but this is perfect. You don't force yourself, right? The more you force it, what's going to happen, ladies? What happens when he forces it? What happens if he gets too pushy, right? Well, this is not just true for humans. It's true for every animal in the animal kingdom, actually. They've done studies on that basically the more pushy somebody is, the more you're like, whoa, back up. You're making me uncomfortable right now. You're right. You jumped across that line. You're now a predator, right? Well, basically that's what I thought about when I thought about these mandates, right? What Bastian is saying, which I think is a very moderate, common sense perspective. He's saying, look, I want people to get this shot, right? I really do. But making them get it is not going to make them get it, if you know what I mean. Like, if you make them get it, then they ain't going to get it. The more you make them, the more they're going to say, no, thank you. So what Delta Airlines has been doing, which I actually applaud, I think is good strategy, is he's not letting go of his fundamental belief that the jab is better for you. That's okay. It's okay to believe that. I'm not going to even tell you guys what I believe one way or the other, because it's none of your damn business. None ya. Remember, that's our policy here on the jab. None ya. Somebody asked me, did you get the shot? None ya. Did you get an abortion? Are you gay or are you straight? Right? No, I'm not going to ask you questions like that. You don't ask me questions like that. We're Black first. That's it. Right? So what he's basically saying is, look, I want my employees to get the shot. I just know that forcing them to get it is not going to be good for our company. It's not going to be good for our culture. It's going to create a tremendous amount of division. It's probably that issue is one of the most divisive issues in America right now. And he's saying we're still in favor of it. We're going to incentivize it, but we're not going to make you do it. And I like that a lot. I like that. I mean, why not use the carrot instead of always using the damn stick? right? Nobody likes you if you're using the stick. If you like the carrot, at least they can choose if they want the carrot. But if you hit them upside the head with a stick, they're going to tell you to kiss their entire ass and they're going to move on. So let me read a little bit more. He revealed that the company has a 90% rate of employees that have gotten the shot. He expects it to rise another 5% within the next month without a mandate. Quote, the reason the mandate was put in by the president, I believe, was because they wanted to make sure companies had a plan to get their employees the jab, he said. A month before the president came out with the mandate, we had already announced our plan to get all of our people to get the jab. I'm saying jab, not the V word, because the YouTube censors, they're censoring us. They're telling us we're not allowed to use that word online, apparently. And the good news is that the plan is working. He acknowledged that there will need to be religious and medical accommodations made for those who wish to remain without the jab while avoiding having to threaten employment status. By the time we're done, we're pretty close to getting most of our company to get the jab. We're proving that you can work collaboratively with your people, trust your people to make the right decisions, and respecting their decisions without forcing them over the loss of their jobs. Can somebody give this white man a round of applause? His name is Ed Bastian. He's my vote for white CEO of the year because I support black businesses, Ed, so I can only go so far, man. But I give you mad support on this because that's what we've been saying from the beginning. We've been saying from the beginning that it's just a matter of respecting somebody's right to choose. They talk all day long about the right to choose. Well, feminists have the right to choose. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Well, why the hell does that rhetoric go out the window when you're talking about something that you're trying to make me do, right? What you're telling me your body belongs to you, but my body belongs to you too. Well, you can kiss my whole entire ass with that nonsense because that's stupid. That's hypocritical and it makes no sense. And don't give me this nonsense about you're hurting people. But how am I hurting you when you're supposed to be protected? You got that shot. You supposed to feel safe. Then feel safe. Be safe. I ain't hurting you. I'm hurt. Maybe I'm hurting me. Right. But let me tell y'all a little honest to God secret, man. You cannot lie. You cannot sit here. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you. I promise you I'm not doing that. But why is it that somebody tell me? I need to ask y'all a serious question for real. Why is it that this week alone I've gotten calls from one friend who had blood clots, another friend who whose very close relative had a stroke at the age of 29. I'm not saying no names. I hope I'm not out of pocket by sharing this. A close relative in my family, very apolitical, who got the first one and has so many heart problems that he had to be rushed to the hospital. And then I ain't even said nothing about Mark Lamont Hill, the 42-year-old man with blood clots who just had a heart attack. I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm like Miss Juanita right now. I ain't said nothing. You ain't hear from me. You ain't hear from me. But I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to tell you what to believe. I'm just trying to tell you that you got to take in all the information. Don't just expect me to take in the information that favors your point of view, because this is my life you're talking about here, and I'm not messing around with my life. You ain't getting if anybody gonna kill me, it's gonna be me. It ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna die because I was just following the crowd. I'll tell you that much. So here's the deal. If you want my 2 cents, I believe that any of these side effects that people talk about, whether you're talking about from the virus itself or from the solution to the virus, I believe that they're all very rare. I believe that most people are going to be fine, whether they do it or don't do it, right? Remember, this virus has a 99.8% survival rate. That's pretty damn high. That's 1 in every, 500 people. And if you take out the old people, the number's like not even a blip on the radar screen. You have more people die from heart disease than you did from the virus. And you're not banning Popeye's chicken. You ain't banning McDonald's. You ain't banned White Castles. You ain't banned sugary drinks. You ain't banned all this other stuff that's going on. So stop with the nonsense about we're making you do this because we care about you, because you ain't never cared nothing about no black people ever. So when you gonna start? Why you start now? Why you start caring about black people when it's profitable? But when I've been talking to you about paying black people reparations for all the things you did to us that showed you didn't care about us, you ain't got time to hear that. You ain't got time to pick up the phone on that, right? Me and Ice Cube were trying to get the Bidens to pick up the phone and say, hey, we heard you care about black people. Why don't you pay reparations? They hung up the damn phone. They ain't called Ice Cube since. They ain't said his name once, right? So stop it. Just stop it, man. You know, I understand you have a belief. You also have a tremendously powerful capitalist motive from a big pharmaceutical industry that's about as trustworthy as Pablo Escobar. They literally take drugs like what's that drug? The Xanax, the one a lot of white women use. Not that only white women use it. I mean, I'm sure it feels good to use Xanax, but Xanax, the price markup on Xanax is like 560,000%. I'm not kidding. Literally, the pills cost, let's say they cost 3 cents a piece. They sell them for like $1, like $150 a piece. I don't trust big pharma cares about me. I would never believe that they love me more than they love that money. But I have a PhD in finance. I understand financial addiction when I see it. I can diagnose when you have an economic version of a mental illness. I see that. I'm a scientist with it. I'm scientific with it. Like Denzel said in that movie Training Day, where he was playing the crazy cop, and that's why they decided to give him all those awards, because he was acting like a real black man in that movie, right? And he said, I'm surgical with it, right? So when it comes to financial addiction, I am surgical with it. I can see it. I see the capitalist motive all over the place, and I'm not trusting any of that. So what I would just say to you at the end of the day is I had to take a moment to talk about this man, this random white man, Ed Bastian, who right now he's my white CEO of the year. And I applaud him for simply saying something that actually makes sense. What he's saying is something that I think is going to give Delta a leg up. It might be a reason to buy Delta stock. A lot of people are gonna want to go work for Delta because Delta is a little bit more tolerant. They're not discriminating the way the other airlines are. Discrimination is very costly, and you're already dealing with a labor market where the price of labor is sky high already. It's already high enough. Now you're cutting out a good 30% of your workforce of millions of people. You're not talking about a couple of people, a couple of extremists who won't do it. You're talking about millions of people who support Kyrie Irving and some of these other individuals. So you can't sit here and act like they don't exist, because they're very real. And what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing dollars and labor flowing, capital flowing in the direction of places and corporations where there is more tolerance. For example, we're doing the All Black National Convention, which y'all know about. The reason I mention it a lot is because I hope you guys will come down to Orlando. That's our Black Brain Trust. We're bringing together 59 speakers, one of the biggest events ever of its kind, independent and Black. And we're bringing together 59 experts from our community to talk about how we can solve these issues, how we can come up with our own policies on these issues. And guess what? Guess where we're doing it? Can somebody guess? Tell me where we're hosting the All Black National Convention this year. Somebody put it in the chat if you're a serious follower and you're really into this platform. Yeah, we're having it in Florida. We're having it in Florida. Now I want to tell y'all a little secret. We weren't always going to have it in Florida. The All Black National Convention was going to be in New York. Did y'all know that? It was going to be at Medgar Evers College in New York. I swear to God. We made the contract, signed the deal, everything right before the pandemic. We made a good deal with them. I said, let's do it at the HBCU. Let's get it in. Well, New York is a place that isn't very tolerant right now. New York is a place that somehow is treating millions of Americans like you are terrorists, like you're terrible people, like you're going to hurt somebody, right? And that's not fair. That's not right. You know, that's not fair at all. And so Florida is the place we're holding the convention, because we know in Florida we're better able to at least make sure we get a decent return on investment of all assets that we allocate toward investments in the South. Right. So the same thing is going to be true, not just when it comes to financial investments. It's also going to be true for labor. When you go and work for a company, you are making an investment in that company, no differently from the fact that from dating one person versus dating another person. If you know that a person has a 50-50 chance of dumping you on a Tuesday for no reason at all and breaking your heart when you did nothing wrong, you're not going to feel safe trusting your heart to that person. You're going to pick, if there's another equally good person that you can pick who's going to be solid and secure and is going to stick with you and be fair with you, you're going to pick the fair person over the unfair person. So what's going on right now is really fascinating to me. Is I'm trying to figure out this. I look at economic data every day of the week, twice on Sundays. And as I'm looking at economic data, one of the things I'm noticing is that the cost of labor is skyrocketing like crazy. One of the biggest challenges companies are having right now is they can't get employees because don't nobody want to go to work no more. God bless you, for getting off the corporate plantation. Y'all know I've had the Black Wealth Boot Camp for years. So I've been telling y'all for years, like, get off the corporate plantation. It's a terrible place to be. Thank God the whole world is finally understanding that. And so a lot of people don't want to go back to the corporate plantation. And when they do, there's always another company that's offering them a better deal. And so what's happening before was people were putting mandates in place because it seemed crystal clear that these mandates were necessary. Now there's a URL for the Black Wealth Bootcamp, by the way. So now what has evolved, though, what has occurred is that there are millions of people who kind of come to the conclusion that, whether I do this or not, I'm probably going to be okay, right? 99.8% of us are going to survive. That means that if we have 500 people in a room, 499 of us are going to live, right? Process that, right? One person might go down. It's real, right? It's all real. But 499 of us are going to survive. So if you're in a room with 500 people and they tell you that one person's going to drop dead at the end of the day, do you really walk around thinking that that's going to be you? Like, I mean, seriously, like, I need y'all to really process this. And, I get in trouble because I'm a statistician and a mathematician. I look at the numbers and I tend to be overly logical. Emotions don't match with logic. Emotions create what we used to call in economics, we call this risk aversion. It creates what they call the fancy term was it would create a concave utility function, right? Which what that means is that basically when you are hypersensitive to risk, because that's why I tell y'all you got to turn off the news. The news is designed to scare you. Studies show that media does best in ratings when they scare the shit out of you. That's why every day they're always telling you about a murder. Every day they're telling you about somebody got raped or beaten or stabbed or some old lady just like you who ain't never done nothing who ends up, right? That's what they do, right? So the problem that I've been having since the start of the pandemic is that when they're creating terror, where they're literally creating fear porn for the masses to control people, I'm the guy who walks along and says, well, actually, I looked at the data and you do know you've only got a 1 in 500 chance of this happening. And if you're not over the age of 70, that probably drops to about 1 in 3,000, right? So I'm not trying to tell you that it ain't real. I'm just trying to tell you that some of your fear might be a wee bit exaggerated because I believe that they overplayed their hand. And where this is also going to be problematic for society is that if there ever is a serious, really serious pandemic that comes along, like something that takes away, say, 2% of the population, right? One in every say 25 people, then people aren't going to believe them. They're not going to listen. Right? They're gonna go around and say, "Oh, the last one was nonsense. They were crying wolf the last time, so I ain't gonna listen to them this time." Well, you gotta listen. You gotta take in all the information because the next one might be real. The next one might be Ebola, or the next one might be bird flu. Or swine flu. I don't remember if it's bird or swine. I can't remember if I should fear the chicken or the pig the most. But one of those suckers, I read up on it. I said, "Holy crap!" I said, "Babe, if they ever announce that this one's spreading, we staying in the house. We're not letting anybody, even grandma can't come in if that one comes out. But this one, it's like, yeah, it's pretty bad. But millions of people get it and don't even know that they had it, and it passes right through them, and they're usually okay. So just let's work on our immune system, and that's one of the things we're doing at the convention. As you all might know, we have Queen Afua coming through. I invited Queen Afua specifically because Queen Afua is, to me, our version, the Black Dr. Fauci. Like, Queen Afua is a sister that I believe can talk to you about how to just generally have a healthy immune system. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I would be utterly stunned if there was ever an announcement that Queen Afua caught the virus and died. I think the virus would knock on her door and be like, okay, I can't get in this house. I'm gonna go jump in. I'm gonna go where Lizzo at? I'm gonna go find Lizzo. I'm playing. I'm being the jerk. I want Lizzo to be okay too. I want us all to survive. And so anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to get on out of here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget, on Tuesdays, we do stock market investing every week. The blackstockmarketprogram.com. The first month is totally free. There's a full refund if you're not happy for any reason, but we do this in the Black Business School. So if the stock market makes you nervous, or if you're not 100% sure about what's going on, just come hang out with Uncle Boyce. I will break it down for you, chop it up into little pieces, make it into like economic baby food, and you will walk out of there an expert. So feel free to give it a try. The blackstockmarketprogram.com. We meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, so let me get out of here, guys. Love you. God bless you. Please hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Peace.